Hello, I'm Elaine, the Heart Healthy Cooking Lady. I'm going to show you how to make greens in the pressure cooker. I was so excited when I was told about making them in the pressure cooker because I have been known to go to the store, get this lovely bunch of greens, think, oh, I'm going to go home and do the neatest thing with this and I'm going to love it, and it would end up just being a black slimy mess, which I threw out. And I really had to admit to myself that I just really don't like most greens raw, and cooking them in the pressure cooker is so very simple and saves a lot of time. I'm going to use mustard greens as an example. Now, when you cook mustard greens, according to traditional recipes that I've seen and I've been told about, you have to cook them for like an hour or an hour and a half to get them really tender enough, well done enough. But in the pressure cooker, they cook up in 5 minutes. So I was absolutely thrilled. I am going to show you how to do this now. The first thing you have to do is rinse your greens, which I have started over here in the sink. Wash your greens. The easiest way is to fill the sink with water and put your greens in, and here they are. You have to swish them around. This is a good chance to inspect every leaf too. You swish it around. You really have to rinse well. The first time I did the mustard greens, I didn't rinse them, and I thought, oh, they're pretty clean, and I didn't, and I had all kinds of grit and sand in them. And then you can break off the leaf from the center stem, because the center stem is kind of tough, and I'm putting that over on the side with a disposer. And you just keep swishing and breaking, and I'm just going to keep doing this until the sink full is done. Here we are. We're almost done. Seems like it might be a lot of work, but it's worth it. Because I don't know if you can see it, but I sure can. The stuff that's floating around in the water, and then when you drain the sink, you'll see that there is a lot of sand at the bottom. So this is why you really want to wash your greens. It is well worth it. Okay, so now we're going to go over and put them in the pressure cooker. Okay, so here are the greens, all broken up and rinsed and ready to go. And all you need to do is put them in your pressure cooker. This actually is enough for about one person, because just like spinach, they cook down like crazy, and it will be a nice serving for one person. You have to have enough water in your pressure cooker, depends on the pressure cooker brand that you have, to bring it up to pressure. I'm going to add half a cup of water to this. You put the lid on. And you have to make sure that the little valve here is seated on the pressure cooker. And now what you do, depending on your pressure cooker, but I'm going to set this for high pressure, and the time and hit the start. It will take a few minutes for it to come up to pressure, but then it cooks for 5 minutes, and then you do a quick pressure release. I will show you how to do that when those 5 cooking minutes are up. I will see you in a few. Okay, now this has been cooking for 5 minutes, so I'm going to do the quick pressure release. One thing you never, ever, ever want to do is to touch this valve here with your hand, not even a pot holder, because the steam will get through and burn you. It'll take just a moment for the pressure to get out so I can open the lid. There's a red button on the top of the handle here that has to depress. There it goes. So I can easily open this up now. Open it away from you. Basic cooking hints number 1, open things away from you so you don't get burned. And there you are. Nicely done mustard greens. I'm using a Cuisinart electric pressure cooker here. What is really nice is you just set everything and then you can go away while it's cooking. And here you are. These are indeed very delicious. Now what I have found to put on these that makes them really tasty is a little tiny bit of butter and a little sprinkle of salt and some black pepper. I've tried various things. Olive oil is okay, but I prefer a little bit of butter on it, which, since I'm not going to put on half a stick, I really think it's okay for the taste. That is what is so good about doing your own cooking, is you get to try and discover things that you think really taste well or taste good. So there's that butter. Mix that in just a little bit here. And a little sprinkle of salt. A little bit goes a long way. You don't need a ton. And some ground black pepper. Really, this is such good stuff. Let me see if it's as good as I remember. Yeah, it is. Now what's nice about greens is they are very low calorie. A cup of mustard greens, this is probably a cup and a half. A cup of mustard greens has 10 calories in it. And it's loaded with A and C and K. It has a good source of calcium, as all green leafy vegetables are. I have made kale and turnip greens, mustard greens, and collards in the pressure cooker. And the process is always the same. The cooking time is a little different. Just like the, kale and turnip greens, I cook those for 3 minutes and do a quick pressure release. It's always a quick pressure release because it saves time. And the mustard greens were 5 minutes. Collards are tougher. They're a beautiful deep green. They're very good for you. And cooked up, they taste really, really good. And those I cook for 6 minutes. So what you put on them too varies by the green, but you just have to experiment a little bit. The kale is very good with some olive oil and a little bit of salt sprinkled on. So why don't you give it a try? And I really hope you investigate greens because they really are very good for you and very tasty. And we're supposed to have half of our plate be vegetables and fruits, and this is a very nice way to do that. So until next time, I hope you like this video, and if you do, please like this video. And until next time, here's to healthy cooking.